Welcome to Texas Government. This is a course that's going to be covering the differences between partisanship and the political structure of the Texas government. I'm going to be your teacher. My name is Duane Gundrum, and I just wanted to give you like a little introduction into kind of what the course would actually be. Every chapter will actually be handled with a different lecture, and so basically as you follow along you'll get the idea of kind of what we're doing. Almost as if I was teaching you in person in an actual classroom environment. Unfortunately, because this is an online course, we can't actually do that, but hopefully this will be the next best thing. In order to succeed in this course, there's a number of things you're going to actually have to do. Number one is you actually need to read the book, which means reading each chapter as we get to it. I'm going to be assigning them, each one of the chapters, per the lesson that we're actually doing. So if you follow along with the way that I've actually set this up, you should do pretty well. The other thing you actually need to do is, while you're reading the chapters, I will have PowerPoints that you'll be able to download from Canvas that will actually give you kind of like a breakdown on what the chapter is actually discussing and kind of like the salient points that'll help you kind of move forward. The other thing is you definitely want to watch the lectures, because there's going to be a lecture for each one of these, because I'll cover a lot of the nuances and some of the stuff that the book does not actually cover, and the PowerPoint may not actually illustrate as well as I probably could in a personal environment. So definitely watch the lectures, because that'll definitely be important, and each one of them will coincide with the chapter that we're actually dealing with. I'll try to keep it as we're going along so it doesn't get confusing. Also, you're going to want to participate in the discussions. After every chapter, there's going to be a discussion that you're going to need to actually interact with the rest of your colleagues to give an idea that you've actually read the material, that you've digested the material, and that you can actually do something with it. It's not a good course if you're just going to be reading material, but if you can actually take that material and apply it to yourself and get something out of it, you'll do a lot better. Also, you also want to follow the instructions that are actually on the essay. I say this because every semester I get papers that basically don't follow any of the directions whatsoever. There is a 5-page requirement, which means you will actually write 5 pages, plus you'll have a bibliography or a works cited, either one, doesn't really matter which one you use, and a cover page. Those don't count in the 5 pages. So like someone sending me a 2-page paper will fail. So don't do that. Make sure you're covering everything that you need to do it. Don't use ridiculous fonts and stuff like that to try to get, past the requirements of the page limitations. Just do the work and you'll do really well. Also, and of course, there will be tests, so make sure you do really well on the test, because those are a large part of the grade. Now, after all of that, that's basically the grading part of it, but what I want you to understand about this course is we're talking about Texas government. And the thing that's significant about this is when people get into a government class, they quite often have this illusion that it's going to be something other than what it actually is. Like they get this whole partisan spin to it, to where it's about Republicans or it's about Democrats, or it's not. And what's important to understand is I don't care if you're a Republican, I don't care if you're a Democrat, I don't care if you're an anarchist. Well, basically what I do care about is that you understand the constitutional structure of the Texas government, because that's what we're going to be studying. Whether you have a partisan basis to it doesn't matter, because everybody's got that. And everybody comes from different kinds of persuasions on how they actually feel about particular politics. That's not what this course is about. Keep in mind, I go with the idea of politics being, why people do the things they do and basically how they do it. That's what politics actually is. That's what I'm concerned about, or concerned with. I'm not concerned about, how you voted last time or which candidates you like, which ones you don't. which little mannerisms some specific person in government is doing, which side of the house is, leaning pro-left, pro-right, or whatever. Those things are not really important, at least not for learning how government actually works. Now, those things may be important to you in the long run, which is fine. And I don't want to take any of that away from you. And so just keep in mind, never in this course is there anything going to be like one side is better than the other, because that's really not how politics is supposed to, or how political science is supposed to be. Politics is that way, but we're not teaching politics, we're teaching political science. So follow along with this, do all the coursework that you need to do, and you'll do well in this course. And that's basically all I have for my introduction. Thank you.